Crypto is turning around as expected. Bitcoin is definitely turning around after a weekend cooling off and a slightly weak start of the week. But look, we're still in extreme greed. One would think that we were in fear or something, or at least neutral, the way people are responding to the prices. But we're in extreme greed. People are still very greedy, and we haven't entered into just ordinary greed, right? Or greed. We're in extreme greed, which means people are still throwing money at Bitcoin, throwing money at crypto. The FOMO is absolutely real. If you look at the graph there, it's sort of cooled off and now it's shooting back up at $93,200. That's actually insanely high for the time of the cycle. So I don't understand the fear. I don't understand the uncertainty and doubt. Very, very interesting. If you look at XRP, we're back at $1.45. You know what's funny about XRP, yeah? When we hit $5, right? Look at that. Massive recovery. When we hit $5 of XRP, you're going to have people who are going to come here and say, oh, it's going to crash back to $2.50, you moron. Ha, 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 ha. Keep buying XRP. When we're at $10, you're going to have people come here and go, it's crashing back to $5. Da, 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 da. But, XRP army, we've heard this all before. We're just going to keep hodling. Those that dollar cost averaging up are dollar cost averaging up and making money every day. So cooling period over. I think we're going to make a slow pace rise again. It's only a matter of time before we're back over $1.60. And then we're off to the races again. So absolutely chilled, absolutely diamond handed, knowing exactly what's coming up, knowing that a lot is going on in the background. Okay. And the reason why, by the way, we're having these cooling off periods, right, is because of Bitcoin and leverage trading on Bitcoin, right? So over the weekend, we saw massive liquidations of people who had thrown in, 50x, 100x longs. And, exchanges see that, whales see that, they liquidate them. And once the liquidation is done, we make our jolly way back up again. And before you know it, as we accumulate, and FOMO builds and builds, guess what happens? People throw in 100x leverage and, it takes us back down again a little bit and then rinse and repeat. And it just keeps happening and it's always going to happen. It's going to be here. By the way, leverage trading is one of the reasons why we're going to carry on having dips. And of course, is one of the reasons why this is going to go to crazy all-time highs in 2025. Leverage trading, liquidations of shorts is going to take the price way up to, places that you might not expect. So liquidations are both bad and good, depending on who you are. Traders are making, a killing, but also losing quite a fair bit of money. Okay. So keep an eye on that. Don't get moved by the ups and downs. Those are just emotions. That's natural market movement. Ignore the trolls, ignore the FUD. Just hold on to your tokens. We're going to happy places. So this week, I'm expecting a beautiful recovery, like I already said. Now, some pieces of good news came out for XRP over the weekend, and everybody has talked about it ad nauseum. I already alluded to them. I talked about the ETF application by Wisdom Tree. Now, Wisdom Tree is already experienced with ETPs in Europe. They have, I believe they have an XRP ETP in Europe. So it's something that they're experienced with. And once, these applications start getting approved, it's only a matter of time, before the likes of BlackRock, Fidelity, Morgan Chase, all those guys all jumping on the action. And that's one of the places we're experiencing the money. So that's cool. The one that is actually more exciting for me is the, money market fund that was tokenized by the partnership between Ripple, Abrdn, and Archax. Now, Archax, is a pretty large organization here in the UK. It is regulated by the authorities. So everything Archax does is completely above board, and they're one of the largest in Europe. So their collaboration with Ripple and the implementation of their tokenization of the real world assets on the XRP ledger is a massive deal. It's a huge deal. It is an harbinger of things to come. And a lot of people say, where'd you get this tokenization of real world assets thing from, right? And why do you keep talking about Asia and all that sort of stuff? It's not my plan. I'm just some guy that has XRP and makes YouTube videos. It's because Ripple has been talking about this whole time. It's one of their major plays. I know we're focused on cross-border payments, remittances. This is the things that we used to talk about because those things were what mattered to, mattered to us retail, right? You're sending money back home if you're an immigrant somewhere with a family that you're sending money to. These companies have been sort of stealing your money in fees, right? If you're some kind of small business and you have international clients sending money, accepting money internationally, etc., those things basically matter to the grassroots, right? Even like banks and businesses, right? Sending money internationally. And that's going to be a huge part of the money that's coming to the XRP ledger and the utility of the XRP token. However, the humongous money, as I always say, the big money is going to come from real world asset tokenization, from the real estate industry, right? A telltale sign that this is for massive organizations and institutions is the fact that this tokenized investment is only for professional investors. So you and I, even if you were extremely rich, we couldn't invest in this tokenized market maker fund. This is for investment banks and giant financial firms that are professional investors to invest in. So we're going to see money coming in from the big banks, right? So with the enterprise leadership of Ripple in the area of blockchain solutions, XRPL is quickly becoming the choice abode for the tokenization of real world assets, said the senior vice president of Ripple X. The arrival of Abrdn Market Maker Fund onto XRPL demonstrates tokenization of real world assets to improve efficiencies around operations while further reinforcing the XRPL as one of the top blockchains for real-world asset tokenization. I think it's a very top one. Now, this is what I was talking about, Ripple's tokenization strategy, right? There's a strategy at play here, and things are materializing one step after the other. And the end goal is world domination, tokenizing all the assets of the world on blockchain with Ripple and XRP Ledger at the forefront of all of that. The allocation by Ripple to the Abrdn Lux fund is really part of a larger plan involving bringing more and more real-world assets onto XRP Ledger. Ripple is working with other asset managers to include the tokenized financial products more and more. This creates access for institutional investors to these tokenized funds as the demand for investment opportunities based on blockchain technology is increasing. The fund by Abrdn is indeed one excellent example showing how traditional forms of financial assets can be brought into blockchain ecosystems to modernize financial infrastructure. So basically, while this is a big deal, it's a kind of proof of concept to the industry. So all these other organizations are watching, all these other large firms are watching, and they're going to see the success of the tokenization of this fund. And guess what? They're going to see the money in it. And just as El Salvador is demonstrating to the world how Bitcoin can serve as a reserve currency to basically stabilize their country's economy, and just as MicroStrategy is showing that accumulating Bitcoin could be a strategy to raise the market cap of your company. Likewise, Ripple and Abrdn and Archax are demonstrating to the financial world that tokenization of real world assets is the way to go, it's the future, and that's what everyone's going to do. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has been speaking about the vision the company has for a tokenized economy. This is another milestone towards the bridge between traditional finance and blockchain-based solutions, right? Okay, and then the article goes on to talk about the road ahead for institutional DeFi. It's a really interesting read. I'm going to leave that in the description if you're interested to read that. It's off CoinMarketCap, and this is an epically bullish thing. Now, again, XRP holders, we're grown-ups. We're not little trolls, and we understand what we hold, and we know the quality of it, you know. While things like Doge and all these memes, obviously, sure, can make people lots of money. And of course, without a doubt, I play with some of those as well, make some quick cash. But when it comes to the future, XRP is a heavy hitter and it's not here to play around. Not financial advice, of course. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.